students, welcome to Drona Edu. This is Pavitra and in today's class we are going to discuss class 6 social science and history first chapter, introduction to history. Yes, now what is the meaning of history? And I am going to start it with a quote, today's news becomes tomorrow's history. Yes, today's news becomes tomorrow's history. So whatever is in past becomes history. So history is a systematic presentation of past events. Systematic presentations. So orderly it presents us what happened when. The events or the information about the rulers, everything will be provided by history. It tells the failures, success and journey of our ancestors. So it tells failures and success and also the journey of our ancestors. Journey. So journey of ancestors. Ancestors are nothing but the people who lived in the past. It can be our great grandfathers or grandparents. Yes, grandparents and their particular history. It can be the great kings who lived. So history is a collection of past events. And how are you going to recognize history? And how exactly we will come to know what is history? So history gives accuracy of time. Yes, accuracy of time, and it records what happened exactly on that particular day. Yes, so accuracy of time, place and person. Accuracy of time and which is the person who belonged and what is the place. So 3 points we should remember in our mind: where, by whom and when that incident took place. I am going to repeat again the 3 important points which should be present in the collection of history is when that incident took place, where, that is the second point, and the third point is by whom or between whom. So we need to get the clarity of all these 3 questions, then only the history can be recognized. Okay, so without these clarities history becomes a story. So I guess you all have heard of stories. Once upon a time there lived a king and he declared a war. This is a story, but history gives detailed information. Ashoka ruled Pataliputra in the year 261 BC and won Kalinga war. This is history. It tells you the detailed information of the person and the events and the wars which are won by him. So I am going to ask you a question now. Have you ever touched a flame of fire? Have you touched a flame of fire? What happens? It burns, right? Yes. So after that, again are you going to touch the flame of fire? No. So you have experience now. You know that when you touch the flame of fire, it burns. The burning sensation starts. And this you are collecting in your memory. What happens if humans did not have memory at all? Then they would do the same mistake again and again and again, and they would never progress. So in the same way, even society needs memory, and history is providing the memory for the society. History serves as a memory to society and it is very important. It records good and bad experiences, sorrowful things and happiest moments of kings, queens. It gives us information of their bad experiences, their decisions, and which makes us to take a good decision or a progressive decision. Yes, it also gives importance or the problems faced by the ancestors. And by seeing all this, it gives a path for us to go in a proper way. It helps to choose proper and wise decisions, right? Yes. And it also tells the principles, values, ideas which become the guiding principles of our lives, or the guiding path, which is very important. So history tells everything. It gives us principles, values, ideas, and which becomes a guiding force for us. It teaches us to choose the path of life. Yes, of their descendants. Descendants are nothing but the next generations. Okay, so what is the meaning of descendant? Descendant is nothing but the next generations. Okay, even history tells the bravery of the people, these sacrifices what they have done. See, many kings have sacrificed their lives. Yes, and many freedom fighters have sacrificed their lives to bring us independence, and history gives all the information. The valor, the sacrifice, the patriotism, love for our country, or the love for a particular place where the king was ruling, and how was the administration process, the treasury in the kingdom. So everything history tells us clearly. Now moving on to next. Who has created history for the first time? So for everything there will be a start, and the person who is responsible for creating a proper history or valuable history is Herodotus. So Herodotus is called as the father of history, and he is from Greece country. Yes, Greece is a European country, and Herodotus is the father of history because he has given valuable history, or he has constructed valuable history for the first time, and hence he is called as father of history. Yes. So now moving on to sources. So what is a source? Source is nothing but the birth of anything. Yes, and sources are very important. Sources are the evidences for creating history. See, without evidence nothing can be created. So in the same way, sources are the evidences for creating history. And again, sources are divided into many types. Okay. So the first type of source is written sources. Yes, written sources. So in written sources, again there are two different types, native literature and foreign literature. Okay, sources, again it is being classified as written sources, and this written sources is coming under literary sources. So the two main types of sources are literary sources and archaeological sources. In literary sources, the divisions are written literature and oral literature. Written literature and oral literature. So what is the meaning of written literature? So written literature is being written by literates. So the meaning of literates is the person who know to read and write. So written literature is being written by literates. Yes, that means we have written proofs for the historical evidences or historical information. And in written literature, it is divided again into native literature and foreign literature. So the literature which is being written by Indians in their regional language is known as native literature. So the literature which is written by Indians in their regional language is known as written literature or native literature. So if you have any doubts regarding the chapter, you can put your doubts in the question box. So thank you children, and soon I'll meet you in the next session.